Conjuring series are pretty creepy, not gonna lie. What makes it creepier is that they are based off of the true case files of demonologists Ed and Lorraine Warren.
But today we are going to be sharing with you real stories that are way scarier than demons and the paranormal.
From murderers that got away with their crimes and are still on the run, to mysterious individuals who to this day have still not been identified.
Let's talk about this and more only in today's video, Top 10 True Stories Scarier Than the Conjuring Part 3. But stay tuned until after, as Lindsay and I will be reading some pretty terrifying comments.
That's right, we are reading the meanest comments out there that we've ever received, so stay to the end of this video.
Yeah, you meanies. Starting off, number 10, Anne and Roger Brock. Roger and Anne thought they'd found the perfect home. It always starts that way, doesn't it? $5,000 for a house? In the 1970s, I should add. Still, what a steal. But of course, as soon as they moved in, their children started saying that they felt off. Like something was watching them and there were weird scratching sounds on the walls. They began to witness other strange things like religious items falling off shelves, waking up to their room being covered in frost, deep growls coming from underneath the floor, then shadow people appearing to be dripping wet at the ends of their beds. Roger Brock insisted that nothing was wrong and hadn't raised his kids to believe in spirits, but then when his youngest twins were baptized, they tried to get back into the house but couldn't. The door wouldn't move. Breaking into the library window, they discovered a bookcase that had been shoved against the door. The activity escalated with objects flying and attacking the family, but something good was in the house too. One day a picture frame flung at Anne and she reported feeling hands protecting her. Glass cut up the rest of her body, but where she felt the hands, she was untouched. Despite all of this, Roger and Anne never left until the house burned down mysteriously in 2005. Their daughter Lana has since dedicated her life studying paranormal activity and insists that there were 2 battles going on in that house, and she won't rest until she figures out why.
Coming in at number 9, we have the Somerton Man. This is another case that will keep you up at night. The Somerton Man was a mysterious, still unidentified man that was found dead on a beach in Australia in 1948. It was believed that he died of natural causes, maybe a heart attack. Then it was thought that he ingested poison, but no poison was found in his system. On top of that, the autopsy was unable to determine the cause of death. And there were no signs of violence. The more the police investigated into this case, the stranger they found it to be. The man was wearing a brown suit, but all of the tags had been cut out of his clothing, probably to avoid him getting identified. But the strangest thing though, is after re-examining the clothes, they found a hidden note rolled up in a secret pocket of his coat. The note read, Tomin Shud, hopefully I pronounced that right, meaning the end or finish in Persian. To this day, we still don't know who this mysterious man is. But just recently, the case has been reopened, so let's hope we get our answers soon.
Number 8, the sleep app. Some people use sleep apps to record their sleeping habits because why not? Maybe your partner said you snore in your sleep or make a weird whistling sound. But this Reddit user named Jenny discovered something she truly wished she hadn't. Jenny had been using a sleep app for a while to help track her sleep and would sometimes play them back. Usually she heard the typical murmurs and grumbles until one night things took a terrifying turn. At first, she kept hearing a weird clicking sound that kept getting louder and louder, but eventually a deep voice broke through and unmistakably asked, "What are you doing?" Then another voice answered and said, "Nothing." Later on, the voices can be heard saying, "That's them," and "I'm dead." There were no signs of break-in and the voices don't sound anything like her. I can't imagine how Jenny must have felt. There are some things that we just can't unhear.
In our 7th spot, we have Friends Until the End. In the 1980s, 2 friends from Arkansas, Don Henry and Kevin Ives, went out hunting together. But it was illegal hunting. Basically, they planned on spotlighting, which is when you shine a light in the animal's eyes, causing them to freeze, and then the other individual shoots them. On the night of August 22nd, the 2 set out to an area behind Henry's house where there were some train tracks. 2 hours later, their bodies were found resting on the train tracks. They had been run over by the train. But this case isn't a simple one at all. The coroner proposed the idea that the 2 had smoked 20 joints and then passed out on the tracks, and then that's when the train ran them over. 20 joints? No, that's very hard to believe. Upon further investigation, it was found that one of the boys was dead and the other was unconscious before the train ran them both over. Now, the question that everyone wants the answer to is what happened to these friends? Who killed them and why? One theory is that a drug drop was going down in that area, and they were just in the wrong place at the wrong time. They witnessed this happen and were killed as a result. But we don't know this for sure. Either way, it's a very scary and mysterious case.
Number 6, you in real life. Okay, so this story isn't necessarily to do with hauntings or possession, but definitely possessive. Read this story on Reddit, and it's literally what would have happened if the lead character in You confessed to a friend at a bar. Imagine being this guy. This story is from Reddit user Big Chief Wawa, and it essentially recounts the moment he realized his friend was creepy AF. Starts off with his friend talking about how he's trying to get his high school sweetheart back because she's the one that got away, and he asks, "What's your plan?" Well, first he befriended one of her friends on Facebook, then he scoured her Facebook to see locations his ex showed up in to figure out where she lived, Scotland. He then spent every holiday away from work hanging out in those areas waiting to accidentally bump into her. The second time he stayed in a hotel in Scotland where she lived, bumped into her and lied and said his company had moved him to Scotland. He gets her number. He then pretends to move in, sets their date up for a weekend, stays in a hotel, complains that it's hard to find a let, but got a week-by-week place that's super expensive. All the while she has no idea what's going on. But eventually he convinces her to let him move in. Oh, and this guy saved 10K specifically so he could pull this off. Needless to say, our Reddit user's jaw was on the floor and didn't really hang out with him after that, but they stayed friends on Facebook, where he saw that his plan actually appeared to work, though a few years later he was living with a different girl in Canada. So who knows what happened to the one that got away, but I hope it wasn't anything close to what happened in the show You.
We are now at our 5th and halfway mark with the Wych Elm Tree. This case has always creeped me out. It's genuinely so unnerving. So basically in 1943, 4 boys in Stourbridge, England were out looking for birds' nests when they found something terrifying in an old wych elm tree. They discovered a decomposed body of a young woman stuffed inside. A gold wedding ring was on her left hand while her right hand was sawed off. This woman was around 35 years old and had apparently been in the tree for 18 months. Now, when this body was discovered, no one knew who it belonged to. That was until graffiti started appearing around town. The graffiti wrote, "Who put Bella down the wych elm?" This message kept appearing all throughout England and Europe, on buildings, random walls, you get it. No one knew who was writing these messages, but it was assumed that her name was Bella and someone knew that. And then to make matters worse, over time police began to lose evidence and even misplaced her body. Now, there are a couple of theories behind who she is. Number 1, she was a woman that was involved in a spy ring back in World War II. Or number 2, she was a spy's lover. Or number 3, she was sacrificed by witches. The most well-accepted one, though, is that she was a woman named Clara, or Clarabella Barrel. She was a singer in Germany who fell in love with Gestapo agent Joseph Jacobs and was killed for being associated with him. Either way, this case always just left me so unsettled.
Number 4, abandoned hotel. This next story also comes from Reddit, and I don't know if it's supernatural or not, but either way, it's gut-wrenchingly terrifying. I don't want to watch the movie that would be made about this should the worst have happened. Like, it just sounds so horrific. I was unable to find the name of the original poster, so we were just gonna call her Sarah. Sarah was heading back from a late road trip, and instead of driving through the night, she decided to stop at a motel she passed. It looked pretty run down, but better than risking it. When she walked up to the front desk, the man looked disturbed to see her, and she remarked that his eyes just looked wrong. She wasn't getting some very secure vibe from the guy, who hardly said anything when he passed over the keys. Sarah headed to the room and was disgusted. There were cockroaches everywhere, it smelled weird, and there were dark stains. So she just decided to sleep in her car in the parking lot. Better option than bedbugs. She woke up a little past 1 to the sound of footsteps and was terrified to see a group of men walking into the room she was supposed to be staying in. She obviously hightailed it out of there, and when she finally reached home, she called the police. When the police called back to report what they'd seen, they said that not only didn't they find anything, but that the hotel hadn't been in use for years.
In our 3rd spot, we have Xavier Dupont. Don't even get me started with this case. I first heard about it after watching the show Unsolved Mysteries on Netflix, and it left me so angry and just mind blown, okay? So basically, back in 2011, French aristocrat Xavier Dupont and his family left town. He told his friends and family that he was a secret agent and they all had to leave to go into witness protection. That was a lie. Later, his family's bodies, including their dog, were found buried in the garden. But Xavier was nowhere to be found. He obviously became the prime suspect, and it was discovered that he had purchased cement and shovels prior to him leaving. To this day, Xavier has never been caught. We don't know where he is now or why he even killed his family. But it's thought that it had to do something with money issues and he didn't want to seem like a failure to his family. But we really don't know. And to make matters worse, back in 2015, police received a note from him. He sent them a picture of his family and on the back he wrote, "I am still alive from then until this hour," and then signed it off with his name. He's still out there somewhere, just taunting the police.
Number 2, don't let me die. Especially over the last year and a half, doctors and nurses are and continue to be subjected to horrors and tragedies daily. This story is from a posting on allnurses.com, and there are no shortage of freaky things that they encountered. One of their patients was a man who had a variety of ailments that unfortunately he wasn't going to be able to recover from, but he was insistent that he had to stay alive. Every time his heart monitor beeped, he would rage at the nurses to keep him alive, screaming, "Don't let me die," over and over and over again. But one night, the nurse rushed in with emergency supplies and nearly dropped them when she saw the man floating 2 inches above the bed. He was laughing, or not he exactly, but something else. The nurse said, and quote, "His whole look completely changed. His eyes had a look of pure evil and he had this evil smile on his face. He laughed at us and said, 'You stupid aren't going to let me die, are you?'" After that, the man went into cardiac arrest and passed away 20 minutes later. 5 minutes after, the patient apparently sat back up, started laughing, and a voice said, "You let him die, too bad." An agonizing scream then filled the hall and the words, "Don't let me die," echoed through the unit, unquote. It wasn't until the morning the voices stopped. Nobody went anywhere by themselves after that.
In our number 1 spot today, we have the Circleville letter writer. This next case is going to blow your mind, but also confuse the heck out of you and scare you. So in 1976, individuals in Circleville, Ohio started receiving handwritten letters from a mysterious person. This mysterious person knew personal details about these individuals and claimed to be watching them. One word, creepy. In one of these letters written to a woman named Mary Gillespie, she was accused of having an affair with the school superintendent. She worked with the school as a school bus driver. Her letter read, "I know where you live. I've been observing your house and know you have children. This is no joke. Please take it seriously." Then Mary's husband Ron received a letter as well, informing him that he would be in danger if he didn't stop the affair. Like, who is this person and how did they know everything about this couple? But wait, there's more. On August 17th, 1977, Ron got a call from this writer. Later, Ron was found dead in his car. He had crashed into a tree and his gun had been fired. No one knows what the heck happened to him. Years later, the writer also tried to take Mary's life, but then failed to do so. Eventually, Mary's former brother-in-law, Paul Fresher, was connected to the attempted murder of Mary and was sentenced to 7 to 25 years in jail. But here's the freaking plot twist, everybody. Paul claimed he was innocent, and he actually was. While in jail, the Circleville letter writer wrote to him, taunting him. So he was set up, and to this day, no one knows who this writer is and why he did what he did. Alright guys, that's all for today's video, and now it's the moment you all have been waiting for. Drumroll please. We are going to be reacting to some mean comments that you guys have been commenting on our videos. So let's take a look at them, okay? Yeah. So I'm not going to say the people's names that posted this, but we got this one. Sweetie, your eyeliner is the left is lower than the right side. But BTW, love your videos. Just, you know, she hates my eyeliner, but she likes my videos. Nobody's perfect, okay? If you can do a perfect wing eyeliner, then you're a psycho.
Especially at like 6 in the morning?
Yeah, I wake up at 6:30 and I have to do this. By the end of the day, they're droopy, okay? The next one, the host is annoying.
You're not annoying.
Thank you.
I like you.
Thank you. And then the next one, this is actually my favorite one. Peach, you're asking for it with the name like that. Coming from a man whose username is Mother Mike, so I had to say his username because classic Mike.
Classic Mike. Class. classic Mike. What a Mike.
Wow.
What a Mike. Here we go.
And then, this video would be better without the fake comment, girl. I don't know if they're referring to like my comment shout out portions or if I just make fake comments during the video and they don't like it. But either way, hi. I'm the fake comment girl. Nice to meet you.
She's really cool and super nice.
I'm so cool.
We like her. All right. Oh God, I'm not excited, but here we go. Here we go. I'm not gonna say the names, but I'm gonna do the initials because whatever. PJ says, this presenter tells the worst jokes ever. If she told jokes at my funeral, I'd come back just to escort her out.
Yo, this person has jokes. This is actually really funny.
You know what, dude? Fair enough. I'd walk myself out, okay? Yeah, I would.
But then, you know what? That'd be amazing because then you'd have the power of resurrection.
I'd be like, cool, man. All right, but then everybody would just invite me to their funerals to see if it would work.
So I think that's a compliment.
That's kind of a compliment.
There you go.
You think I have superpowers? Get out. Oh my God. NH says, can she talk any faster? Is that a challenge? I'll try.
Talk really fast because we can talk really fast. Hey everyone, what's up?
Hey everyone, what's going on? Yep, see? There you go. Done.
Were you just making sounds or are you actually talking? It sounded like
you'll never know. See, I don't know what that was.
Okay, me neither. I have
maybe.
no clue what you said. But.
Discovering superpower under superpower, especially leading up to this comment. And I love how the initials make SS.
That's great.
Okay, Sri, but this only annoyed me because you, Miss Narrator, are acting all condescending and talking like all the viewers are stupid and you're the smart one. You always do the vids like that, and I should try and do this in one breath. Actually, there's no commas or periods, so I'm gonna do this all in one breath. Sorry, but this only annoyed me because you, Miss Narrator, acting all condescending and talking like all the viewers are stupid and you're the smart one. You always do the videos like that and it's pathetic. Get a better attitude and maybe I'll resubscribe because every video you do, it's the same condensing. If I'm smarter than anyone else, I won't watch another video from this channel until Rachel is gone from here.
Yeah, they use no commas or periods. Also, they put your instead of you are.
Yeah, sorry, there's an apostrophe. R-E, and this very much sounds like a you problem. So, bye!
That's a great comment.
Yeah, solid.
But, so they're unsubscribed, but they still watch all our videos. So yeah, thank you, we love it.
Like the power's in the mouse, man. If it really bothers you, see you later. Anyways, I hope you have a really good day, and I hope you feel better. Bye. And last one, BB says, I don't like this chick. I like it. Straightforward. Yeah. Confident.
Yeah.
They know what they like, they know what they don't like, and you don't like me, that's okay.
They put it out there for the whole world to see. So
yeah, it's fine. Yeah, everybody knows now. I know now, and I'm definitely not gonna go cry myself to sleep about this ever again. Anyway, thank you so much, everyone, to all of those who leave at least 10 positive comments to every negative one you get.
Seriously.
You guys are so amazing, so thank you.
You guys are great. Keep commenting, but nice stuff, not mean stuff.
We like nice stuff.
Even though it's kind of funny. But anyway, all right, guys, that's all for today's video, and that's all the comments we're shouting out. I've been your host, Lindsay Ivan.
And I'm Rachel Fisher.
And I'll see you when I see ya.
Bye.
From murderers that got away who to this day have still not been does that make sense? Okay, let me take it from the top.
Yep.
No, not all the way from the top, Chris. Okay, wait, no, scroll up a little. Okay.
Then shadow people. Oh my God, there's something in my eye. Whoa. Then shadow people.
No, that's not an I. That's an L. Bowerl? Rachel, you want to come look at that? Bowerl?
No, Nizer.
Bowerl? I'm just gonna... Bowerl?
Maybe? Yeah.
We'll go with Bowerl. I got chills. They're multiplying. And I'm blue.